So guys, it is David here, and it's currently day 259. I hope you guys had a good day and are doing better than yesterday. Time is currently 5:34. A bit tired because I haven't woken up like this for a day, because yesterday I had a pretty long sleep. Therefore today I did kind of mess around with my natural wake cycle, but that's fine guys. Let's just get up now, shower, get ready, go to the gym, have an amazing workout, and I'll come back and start my day. There are some things I want to talk about, so that being said, let's get right into it. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Currently 9:09. So came back a little bit later than usual, and I'm gonna say that training just was not it, guys. I didn't manage to push new weights. I didn't manage to really push new reps. Matter of fact, my performance actually decreased, surprisingly. And I mean surprisingly because I took a week off to kind of reduce my fatigue. Therefore, logically and statistically speaking, I should be seeing a slight improve in my power, in my strength, in my endurance, just overall. But it turned out today, it just wasn't it. Now, what I can say is maybe this is the case because yesterday I didn't really, or perhaps for the last 2 days, my sleep cycle got disrupted because I stayed up around midnight on Saturday, and on Sunday I didn't have the best sleep, but yesterday my sleep was okay. So I'm going to conclude at the moment that my performance decreased because of that. Now, if tomorrow my performance still is very poor, then I might have to reevaluate something else. Perhaps I need to eat more food. Perhaps there's something off with my training, which I don't believe that is the case because, like I said, I did take a week off to reduce the fatigue. So I really shouldn't have any more fatigue, but it definitely was pretty difficult to push through that gym session. So there's definitely a lot of things I need to reevaluate, but at the moment, it's just one session, guys. And if you just have one bad day, you can't make that justification and say that because today is shit, that means I have to change everything. If you do that, then it's very hard to really pinpoint the main problem, the root cause as to why you had reacted and acted that way in the first place. It might be something else, but if you constantly change, you won't have a consistent data, you won't have a consistent track record to actually pinpoint and understand why is it that you felt like this way, or why is it that performance just seemed to be totally horrendous today. So definitely I'll give it 3 more days, I'll say, see how my performance goes, how my energy goes, how my, most importantly, my motivation goes, because motivation is definitely, in my opinion, a really clear sign if your fatigue is high or not. If you have a lot of fatigue, then it's very difficult to push through the workout even though you had come to the gym. And we all know that the most difficult thing sometimes is actually building up this motivation to go to the gym. But once you're actually there, then you actually enjoy it. So if you're in the gym and you have no motivation to the workout, then that is when I think fatigue is high, because while you're there, this is something you enjoy. But at the end of the day, if you still dread it, then there's something probably deeper that's happening internally that you have to figure out. And today that was the case. But again, there's so much variables, like perhaps I wasn't increasing my weights, therefore I felt crap. And when I felt crap, therefore I didn't want to push anymore. So there's just so much variables that comes into play with performance in the gym and so on. And most importantly, guys, I take everything I learned from my gym journey so far into my other areas of life. Because what I understood is that if one thing had worked for you, if you manage to stay consistent for one area of your life, then certainly you can grab that knowledge and put it and use it into other areas of your life. Of course, the context may be different, but the principles is there, right? The principles pretty basic. You just have to kind of twist it a little bit and make some adjustments to make it fit what you're currently doing at the moment. And what I had realized is that lately I have hit a plateau mentally. Now, what do I mean by that? Is I found it very hard to actually learn some coding languages and some syntax, the things you write tell the computer to do stuff. Very boring stuff to you guys, but for me, it is something I'm trying to learn. And I realized that lately I have almost kind of hit like a plateau, for say, that I can't really absorb new information like I had wanted to. And it's quite annoying because sometimes you realize that the next day, hold on, I don't remember much of what I learned yesterday. So it definitely can feel like that all the hours and hard work you did put in was all to waste. And that pretty much is the feeling of having a flat plateau, right? It is totally not the best feeling because you're giving it all, you're trying your best, you're pushing your hardest, but it just seems like you have reached this almost limit in your potential, but you know you can go higher. You know that surely this is not me. And the thing is, guys, with a plateau, I do treat it like anything that I have come across in the gym, right? Although you can keep putting the reps, keep putting the weight, but if you hit a plateau, as we all know, something else must change, right? Rather we increase our calories, rather we switch our workouts, or do something different besides just doing the same thing every single day. Because if we are doing the same thing every single day, our body is going to get used to it. Our body will not really want to improve anymore because there's no new stimulus, there's no new motivation, right? There's no new spark for us to ignite that passion once again. And I do believe that there's something that I need to change in my pursuit to learn code, to grab the knowledge and fundamentals to then build the software I want to do. And that perhaps will just to be as simply as doing something different, right? Learning something else, perhaps making a project, which I have been doing at the moment, but definitely sitting my ass down on my computer screen, doing tutorials, step-by-step tutorials at the moment just isn't it, guys. Although in the moment I can definitely get through the tutorials, but am I really retaining or understanding what I had learned? That haven't been the case, right? The next day, I'll almost forget 90% of the things. And that's not over exaggerating. So definitely it feels like that I had reached this potential, but I know that if I just find some other ways to enlight the spark, to enlight my brain to actually work just as hard as I first started, then I'll break through this plateau and hit new heights. And because we think we had reached our maximum potential, we don't try to improve. We don't try to figure out a new ways to be better because we think we are the best in this area already for ourselves, even if that means we're not special in any way or that we are not better than our peers. If we know we had reached the maximum potential of what we are capable of, whether that's the truth or false, then we tend to become complacent. We tend to back out on trying harder because, first of all, getting around a plateau is difficult. And third of all, nobody wants to try hard in life. So it's going to take some grit and will to get you past that hurdle. But definitely what I had learned so far is if you beat your head at the wall every single time at the same direction, at the same spot, then you're not really going to get past this wall. You have to find a way to go around it. And that means just doing something different, trying something new, while still staying in the same context and still pursuing for one single goal. That being said, I am going to start my first work block. I do believe this morning I'll start with reading because, like I said, I need to change things around. But after that, I think I'll just jump into my project because that shit needs to get done. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Guys, it is 3:45 and this morning it was just not it, guys. After workout, I came back, tried to read, tried to switch things up a little bit, but not only did I not manage to read a lot, but most importantly, it was not really effective because every single minute or so I will be distracted, my mind will be fuzzy, my vision will start to get blurry and stuff. Like I was losing total concentration. So after about an hour of reading grudgingly, I decided to take a nap, right? Take a nap, and I napped for 1.5 hours, which is absolutely insane. Of course, I didn't actually fall asleep, but after I lay there on the floor, I just, like, there was no reason for me to pull myself back up. And honestly, guys, I wanted to stay down there and just lay there, right? Even though I'm not sleeping, even though I'm not actually recovering, just laying down there was more comfortable than actually getting up and facing the responsibilities I have today. But obviously, my consciousness eventually caught up to me, and I had to get up, I had to do something. So I got up and I did a little bit of coding, but honestly, not too much. Only got an hour of work done today so far, and it's already almost 4 p.m. So you guys can argue I have not been absolutely effective with my time, but hey, I'm fine with that. Oh, not fine with that, but at least I'm here now. At least I got up now, and I'm going to start doing something with my life because, like I said before, guys, and I guess the way to visualize our life is that we shouldn't visualize about what we should get, but rather we should visualize about what we won't get or what we're missing out if we don't actually act. And I guess that's important, guys, because sometimes your future may not be guaranteed. You may not be rich, you may not be successful, etc. But if you don't do it, you will for sure know that if you don't put in the work, then you never will be rich. If you don't put in the effort to rebuild this relationship, then the relationship will never be fixed. So always view as to what you will miss out or what you won't get by not doing something. And this may be an effective way to actually pull yourself back up to do it, because the future is unpredictable. The future is uncertain. Of course, positive visualization is definitely the right way to go, but sometimes facing reality and telling yourself that if I don't do this, I am going to lose X or Y, then this may be enough motivation to pull yourself back up to get the work done. And that for me is to come here, sit on my ass, and just learn how to code despite how I feel, despite if I feel crap, or despite me not thinking that I'm actually learning something. Because at the end of the day, I know if I don't do it, then I never will make the program, then I never will make the software, then I never will make the app that will help me deliver my dreams to the world, which will help people control their mind to a degree where they can realize their latent potential. But that being said, guys, I'm going to keep my head down, stay focused for a bit until about 7 or 6 p.m. where I have dinner. But that being said, guys, I'll catch up with you guys soon, and just wish me luck.
So guys, it is currently 6:23 and I managed to complete about 2 hours of more work, did some editing, and now I'm here making my last clip. So at the moment, I managed to do 3 hours of work. I did some more training on coding. Therefore, I did improve a little bit by just learning a little bit more about how I can use different ways to make and build algorithms, which at the moment is not applicable to me because of the basic rock, paper, scissors game I am building. Well, actually, it could be applicable, but I may not actually truly understand it. However, that isn't really the whole point of what I want to talk about tonight. It was just kind of like a recap of what I had done so far, which to be honest is very little, but I'm really, really proud of myself for actually pulling myself back up today, even though I really felt like I didn't want to do anything today, which is really unusual. So it really makes me question that perhaps today's workout or very poor workout did have a tremendous toll on my overall mentality, right? This mentality of losing almost, because I in a way lost today's workout by not improving and declining. But I guess the main issue today also was that after my workout, even though I decreased in performance, I did do a lot of effort, like a lot of physical exertion. And coming back home, I was really fatigued, really mentally clouded also, even though I did not really eat too much carbs. Well, I did eat some carbs, that's a lie, so maybe that played a role. But honestly, guys, today just pretty much has been a mess. But what I also realized from today's lesson is that I might actually have to put aside my training till late on the day, because it is just not worth it, guys. It is just not worth it, the payoff, right? When I was at my clearest is when I had the mornings, right? Every Sundays, I'm at my clearest, most focused, because I was fasted. I had no food. It was the first thing I needed to do in the mornings. And honestly, guys, every single time I used to work out in the mornings because I want to get the hardest thing done. But what I failed to realize is learning to code, learning to do some cognitive work requires some damn power of focus. It requires a lot of mental energy. And sometimes if we use all that energy to push on the next rep, to push the next weight, then if we come back, our mind is already fried. No matter if we reload our energy with carbohydrates, like our mind is gone, right? And that's what I had experienced lately, and which is why this second boost of energy comes in towards the night. It's simply because towards the night I am kind of slowly recovering from the physical workout, which is why I perhaps feel more clear. But then I eat a whole big plate of pasta, which basically kills my focus again. So I am constantly fighting myself in this state of focus, even though I am rarely in a positive attitude to befriend myself and I choose to talk positive to myself. It is the actions and behaviors I'm doing that is actually forcing myself to be on this borderline edge of distraction and unfocused, because I had clouded my brain with so much carbohydrates and just absolutely destroy myself in the morning. So I think starting from tomorrow, I'm going to actually go to the gym after I manage to do about 4 to 5 hours of deep work. Now, if I can do that every single morning, then that pretty much, first of all, builds up a lot of free time towards the end of the day, because I can actually then do something else with my life. But most importantly, then I'll perhaps even learn more, because I had used that crucial moment in my mornings, the quietness in the mornings where everyone's asleep, to actually focus on what is more important. Yes, working out, getting gains is important, but so is working towards my purpose. So is delivering my vision to the world. Now, working out is a health aspect. Of course, I like to be jacked. Of course, I like to be big and stuff. But also, it is not going to be more important than delivering my vision. But I'll always find a way to work around this. And I do believe the way to work around this at the moment is to put my workouts as my second priority and focus on this as my main priority. That being said, guys, it has been a quite of a rant tonight of my personal issues and dramas. But like I said, guys, I never said this before, but this is something I wanted to do for a long time. And I definitely wanted to save the mornings to actually focus on my work, because I know this is important. And I do know after workouts, I just don't perform the best. It is a total fact. My statistics are backing this up. And most importantly, I know this is the truth. It's just that humans, no matter how long you had stayed focused for, no matter how comfortable you're with change, you're actually never comfortable changing. You're never actually comfortable putting yourself in the position of change. Because at the end of the day, guys, we like to be in pattern. We like to stay in routine. And once somebody disrupts your routine, you're going to react to some degree. So be comfortable being uncomfortable, but just remember, you can never be truly comfortable when change is going to happen. Though, that being said, I hope you guys had learned something from this, but if not, like always, I'll truly be here for you guys tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Good night.